Welcome back to the deep dive, everyone. Today, we're diving headfirst into the world of high finance, Wall Street, the place Goldman Sachs. We're going to try to see if we can figure out what it's really like to work there. Is it as glamorous as it sounds? Or is it more like a scene out of, well, you'll see.
It's certainly a name that conjures up a lot of images, that's for sure. But what's fascinating to me is how different the experience can be depending on who you talk to someone fresh out of college versus, say, a seasoned executive. They might as well be working on different planets.
Exactly. I mean, we've got these first-hand accounts, one from a recent intern, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready to conquer Wall Street, and then another one from a former VP who, let's just say they've got some opinions. They're strong ones. And their stories, totally different, like night and day.
And that's what we're going to unpack today. What can these two very different experiences tell us about the culture at Goldman Sachs? What are the highs, the lows, and what does it really take to make it in that pressure cooker environment?
Right, because that's what I want to know. Like, is it worth it? All the long hours, the stress, the whatever else goes on in there. So let's start with this intern. This review is a wild ride, honestly. I mean, they talk about amazing learning opportunities. They were building complex financial models like it was nothing, getting mentored by some of the best in the business.
Yeah, they really do throw you in the deep end, don't they? It's all about practical experience, figuring it out as you go.
Right. But, and this is a big but, they also said they were crying almost every day. Like every day. Intense pressure, they said, and a total lack of support. They felt like they were just left to sink or swim, and honestly, I don't know if I could handle that.
That's the thing about these high-pressure environments.
Yeah.
They can be incredibly exhilarating for some, but also incredibly overwhelming. It's that sink or swim mentality, which, let's be honest, can be pretty brutal. And for those who need a little more support, a little more
It
guidance,
can be a recipe for disaster, right?
exactly. And it really makes you wonder about the sustainability of it all. Can you really function at peak performance day in and day out under that kind of pressure without it taking a toll?
Okay, so then we have the VP. This is where it gets really interesting. They did not hold back. Toxic culture, incapable partners, and oh yeah, they even called out the CEO by name. Like, I was reading this and I was like, whoa, this is some serious tea.
It definitely raises some eyebrows, right?
Yeah.
And while it's crucial to remember this is just one person's experience
Yeah.
and likely colored by their own perspective,
Yeah, but still.
of course. But the level of detail they go into the in-house psychiatrist, the allegations of misused funds, it really makes you wonder what was going on behind those closed doors.
It's a little unsettling, to be honest. So we've got these two very different narratives. On one hand, incredible opportunity, but at a potentially very high personal cost. And on the other, some serious accusations about the culture at Goldman Sachs. So what does it all mean?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I think it speaks to a larger issue within these high-pressure, high-stakes industries. This constant tension between ambition, success, and, well, everything else. Your well-being, your ethics, even your sanity.
It's heavy stuff.
It is. And it's something we all need to be thinking about, not just in the context of Wall Street, but in any demanding competitive field.
So the question is it ever worth it? To reach the top, to be in that elite group, if it means sacrificing everything else. What do you think? Could you handle the Goldman Sachs pressure cooker, or would you be the one headed straight for the in-house therapist? Let us know what you think. This is a conversation we need to keep having. Until next time, keep diving deep.